Film rooms are the forum where strategies are discussed and victories are born. Each person there has a voice and a chance to step forward with what they believe is the key to this week's game.
Welcome, it's Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson and Matt Gay going to kick things off. And off we go from Foxborough. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The New England offense getting ready to go to work here. They'll be led by the man from North Carolina, 6'4", quarterback Drake May.
There's just certain guys, Mike, when they take the field and they step into the huddle, the other 10 players, they just take a little bit of a deeper breath. They're like, man, I'm glad this guy is on our side, and he's certainly one of them. He just brings an element of confidence to everybody else around him, not only in the huddle, but on the sideline, on the defense, the coaching staff. Everyone is better as the result of him being your quarterback.
And let's give him about 4 on that one. N'Kobe Dean in on the tackle.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 6. Again, it's Henderson. And tough running there. He's up to the 32. Devin White. That time on the stop.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Working out of the gun. It's May. Right side. Catch made by Dobbs. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. 1st down, New England.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
They run straight ahead with Henderson. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. And Landon Roberts in there on the tackle.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Third down and 9. Now May down the field, but it falls incomplete.
I think the second that ball left his hand, he wanted to pull it immediately back. I mean, he is lucky, Mike. That ball didn't end up going the other way. He almost gifted them a short field and maybe even some points.
On fourth down, Bryce Baringer out to punt for New England. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
You hear people talk about it all the time, and it's especially true, Mike, for young rookie quarterbacks, is just the speed of the game. They had a lot of success in college. They were probably the best player on their team, but just everything is faster. Everything happens with a little more urgency. The quarterbacks at the young age that can make that transition the quickest, everything else then tends to slow down.
And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up second down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Second and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. Open man. That's Trey Tucker. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. 17 yards on that play. Good for a Raider first down.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
That one good for 26 yards.
I think it's clear this is something this offense wants to major in, the ability to run the ball effectively against this defense. And after that big gain, you have to imagine they're going to come back to it and dare them to stop it.
We'll try the zone read on first and 10. And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be second down.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
From the 34-yard line, here's second down and 7. Blitz coming, he'll throw it, and he let him a bit too much. That pass is incomplete.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. It's a gain of 21 yards. They get 21 on that one. First down, Vegas.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
And he'll take this forward for a couple. It'll be second down.
The tackle by Christian Gonzalez. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7 at the 11-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Genty. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Ashton Genty. Touchdown, Vegas.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched, and an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Raiders will take a 7-0 lead.
Raiders 7, Patriots nothing.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. He'll start at the 4. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Patriots offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll begin it on the ground with Henderson. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Adam Butler there on the tackle.
He was tackled at the 27.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains. They're nothing fancy. But they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
May to throw on 2nd down. He's found his receiver, Butte. So he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Throwing is May. This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
Take this in, back at the 16. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Raiders offense ready for their 2nd possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Genty to start the drive. And, they smack him down there. Big hit right at the line. No gain.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
He'll look to throw. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete. He was looking for Jack Best that time. And it's going to be 3rd down.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. That is Christian Gonzalez, so good in coverage. This time he comes on the blitz and he gets there.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
So 4th down, they'll hand it over to A.J. Cole to punt it, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. This is taken at his own 30, and he'll get forward a few yards on the return, and that's where the offense will take over. The Patriots offense ready to see what they can do, and so far, not much has gone right. They've had it twice, they've punted twice. Looking to sustain something here on drive number 3. First and 10 now from the 36. To throw is May. Sure pass caught by Henry, the tight end. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is first down.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
And he'll take this up to the 48-yard line. And landed Roberts in there on the tackle.
Tackle made at his 48-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
From a couple of yards shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 8. They'll go play action with May. That's caught downfield. Dobbs. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
19 yards.
They'll get 19 out of that play. Good for a Patriots first down.
1st and 10.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
16 more yards.
That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A first down.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. Fighting for the goal line. They're going to stop him just short, but he has picked up the first down.
What a great run down here inside the red zone, Mike. It's so important that you still can run the ball. Great job here by the back. I thought for a minute he was going to score. He gets it all the way down inside the 1, and I wouldn't be surprised if they let him finish this drive off.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
Brought down just shy of the goal line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Henderson will take this one in. Touchdown, Patriots. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
The extra point is good. And the Patriots will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. Now return coming from the 7. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Raiders offense ready to come back out for this next possession. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down. Tight end, the motion man to the right. They'll start on the ground with Genty. He's inside the 40, inside the 20, And they won't catch him. He'll go all the way. 73 yards. Touchdown, Vegas. Well, that's a way to start a drive. He takes it all the way to the house. I don't know what they were talking about on the last series, but they've come out on this series, Greg, with the right answer for the touchdown.
And, Mike, the reason a lot of teams start off drives with the run play is to allow themselves to operate ahead of the chains. Well, not this guy. He found the alley, he took it, and he's off to the races for 6.
Makes the score Raiders 14, Patriots 7.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Patriots offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. Throwing on 1st and 10 is May. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
We are through 1. It's the Raiders with the early lead. And we're back to Foxborough in a moment. Time for the second quarter. Patriots with the football. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 5. As we are ready to get back underway. A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. May gonna look to throw. Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
With the right personnel, the safety position is like the ultimate chess piece, right? You can put him in center field to play pass. You can bring him up and make him a pseudo linebacker, but you also can bring him on pressure, Mike, and that's what this guy does so well. The timing and the speed, he got there in a hurry.
Here's Bryce Baringer now as he's on to punt for New England. Was not going any farther. The Raiders offense and Ashton Genty heading back out onto the field here. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll run with Genty. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick 1st down.
Well, really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up 1st downs without having to get to 3rd down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
The defense not fighting. They stay at home, and they tackle him for no gain.
You know, Mike, it's funny, when you're facing these really elite defensive linemen, sometimes it's easier to make them the read guy rather than actually try to block them. Unfortunately, they're elite for a reason, and sometimes they're still able to make the play like we saw here.
On play action. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And one of the Raiders able to get back in there and secure possession so they keep the ball.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. He tries to get that one down the field, but it is incomplete.
I like the fact that they took a shot on 3rd and long, right? A lot of offenses in that situation would be a little bit more conservative playing for the 4th down punt. They're trying to pick up a big chunk play through the air, but now that you can't connect, it all but guarantees you got to punt this ball away as it brings up 4th and a mile.
That's taken at about the 14. Oh, how about that hit? Wow. He took a pretty good lick at the end of that one. The Patriots offense and their running back, Travion Henderson, making their way back out there. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Out of the gun, here's Meg. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Throwing on 3rd down is May. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down.
4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
The Raiders offense and Ashton Genty heading back out onto the field here. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Motion man is the tight end going right. Back to throw here to begin the drive. He'll hit Tucker on the slant. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
At the 36-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. That's his 3rd catch of this 1st half, and good enough for a 1st down.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these third downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force third down, they got to get off the field.
From the 50, he'll set up to throw. That's a short one, caught by Bowers. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. Back to the air one more time. They'll try to set up the screen to Genty. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
And this defense not fooled by the option. They stick with the running back, and they get him down for no gain.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
They need the 24-yard line as they come up for third down. They'll look to throw. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there. And they force fourth down.
We're starting to see a lot of this on third down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these third down conversions. You know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball, and in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up fourth down.
Gay's kick is good. And the Raiders build their cushion to 10. It's now 17-7.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
After the field goal, back out is Gay to kick this one off. This will be returned from the 6. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. So now the New England offense getting ready for their next possession. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. It's the tight end Henry in motion. Made out on 1st and 10. That'll be caught. It's Travion Henderson. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
It's a gain of 14
Give him
yards.
14 on that play. One play, one first down.
Let's give some credit to this offensive line. Once they identified the blitz, you could see them communicating with one another to make sure everybody is on the same page, and that's what gave the quarterback enough time and found the open man.
And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 50-yard line.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 2. In motion goes Dobbs. On 2nd down, here's Henderson. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the first down. Nice gain of 5.
A 5-yard gain.
This is a
on the
situation
play.
that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, here's May. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he'll be driven out of bounds, and that's a pickup of 8.
Out of bounds at the 36-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and a couple. Now, May. Here's a screen taken in by Henderson. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down.
A gain of 3 yards. That's another Patriots first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Operating from the shotgun, it's May. Look wide, get this one complete. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 6. It's the tight end Henry in motion. To throw again is May. He takes off. It is a gain of 23 yards, and now they'll have 4 shots at it. It's 1st and goal.
23 yards.
What I like the most here is just the decision that when he wants to be a runner, he commits to being a runner, and he's able to weave his way downfield, pick up the first down, sets up 1st and goal.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. We're back to Foxborough after this. Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. Working out of the gun, it's May. His throws out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
Smart decision there on 1st and goal. If it's not there early, don't get baited into a bad decision. Just throw it away and live for another down. Really nice decision making here. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Here's another shot from the 6. It's 2nd and goal. Throwing is May. And he's in. Romeo Dobbs. Touchdown, New England. The extra point now for Borregales. He's got it. And the Pats are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14.
Raiders 17. Patriots 14.
So following the touchdown, Borregales is back to send this one away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense and Ashton Genty heading back out onto the field here. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll find Genty at the backfield. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
A 7-yard pickup.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
2nd down, they need 3. Now they'll set up to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
And that first down was huge for this offense. Now they can take a deep breath. Focus on trying to put a late scoring drive together before we hit the halftime break.
So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
Now, this is something that we typically see out of maybe a more veteran quarterback, not necessarily a rookie, but just having a really nice sense of game management, throw the ball away, and live for the next down.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down with it.
He's going to air this one out. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
The Patriots offense can see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. To throw now, May. He's found his receiver, Butte. And he'll be taken down up around the 32-yard line.
A gain of 12 yards.
12 yards on the gain. That's good for a quick first down.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession's going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
That's Dobbs open left side. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. So, halftime straight ahead, and we go down to Scott Hansen, who has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. This has been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up, put some touchdowns up in the second half. Let's find out what goes on in the 3rd quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. This is still anyone's game here. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand as the second half is about to get underway.
Andres Borregales
3
to
points,
kick off
all
for
that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. This taken in at the 8-yard line. Uh-oh. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return. The Raiders offense looking to get back to work as we begin this 3rd quarter. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. And that defender's bearing down. You really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
That's going to hit and continue out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line. The Patriots offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Henderson. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a first down.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for.
And he'll wind his way to about the 38-yard line. Darian Porter in on the stop.
2nd and 6.
Here's 2nd and 6. From out of the gun, here's May. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Throwing on 3rd down is May. He's got Douglas going deep, and that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. Let's see who they got.
That penalty is declined.
Patriots ready for the punt. He's on for the 5th time this afternoon. Taken at the 19. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. In motion, Naylor. On the ground, it's Genty. And showing the quick feet there as he gets forward for a pickup of 3.
At the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. Back to throw. This one not quite on target. Let him too much. That one falls incomplete.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. 15-yard pickup there. Good for a Raider first down.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets to the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up second down.
Really nice coverage there defensively, and here you find yourself in a one-score game. Mike, he understands the value of protecting the ball. Really smart decision. Throw it away, snap it again.
On second down, Genty. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Call it a gain of 13. First down, Vegas.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost him 5.
Still first down.
On the handoff, this is Genty. Good result there after the penalty. They get the yardage back and then some.
Like the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
Second down, zone read, and he keeps it.
You know, Mike, early in my time in Carolina, we were kind of on the forefront of this NFL zone read revolution. Cam Newton, one of the best to ever do it. I have seen up close and personal, when you run the zone read the right way, it is a nightmare for a defense to defend.
Now a 3rd and 2. He'll drop to throw. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
A 49-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Raiders will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
So let's give the kicker some credit. Not only was it a really good save by the holder, but his ability to make that kick when the timing wasn't right is a lot easier said than done. So they got to get to the sideline. Long snapper's got to do his side of the bargain here, and they've got to be better the next time out.
After the field goal, back out is Gay to kick this one off. This taken at the 5. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Patriots offense ready to take over once more. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. A run, and this is Henderson. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. It's a nice start to the drive, a gain of 10, and a quick first down.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a 3rd down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
On first down, they go back to Henderson. Lots of space, past the 45. And he'll be brought down, but what a run. Down to the 40.
A gain of 26
It's a gain there of 26 yards.
Another Patriots.
What a good run there. That's going to put him over 100 for today's game, Mike. And it just seems as the game goes on, this guy just seems to get better and better.
To throw on first down is May. That one taken in by Douglas. And he'll be run out of bounds. That's a good gain. On first down, they pick up 7 yards.
At the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. With good blocking leading the way, he's got the first down inside the 25.
It's a gain of 8. That's another Patriots first down.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
On the draw, it's Henderson. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
Here's a give, running right. It's Stevenson, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
3rd and 10. Throwing now is May. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in.
That's interference.
That might make this a first down. May gonna look to throw. They'll try to set up the screen here, and they'll get him down right around the 5-yard line.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
Here now, 2nd down and goal. And off it is Henderson heading left, and he'll get about halfway there. It's a gain of 2, down to the 2.
At the 2-yard line.
In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on 1st and 2nd down. The last thing you want is to be in 3rd and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone, it's got to be.
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Hop Douglas. Touchdown, Patriots.
And this is where it pays to have a strong arm to throw this sort of outbreaking route, Mike, towards the boundary in tight coverage. You got to have a lot of faith that you're going to get that ball there. If you're a little late or this ball is underthrown, it could result in a pick six the other direction. Instead, he fires it and he puts it on a line, and the result is a touchdown.
Makes the score Patriots 21, Raiders 20.
So following the touchdown, Borregales is back to send this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Raiders offense and Ashton Genty heading back out onto the field here. The deficit is 1, as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. They'll run it straight ahead now with Genty. Not much there, maybe a yard.
Roberts Spillane on the tackle. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. They'll look to throw. They'll try to set up the screen to Genty. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Las Vegas first down. A gain of 9 yards. And the Las Vegas first down.
Run right at the gut with Genty. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. Robert Spillane spills him there.
Watching him throughout this game has been incredible, Mike. I mean, I've loved watching him perform. The reality is it just hasn't impacted the outcome of the game. It's really been a wasted individual effort unless they can somehow find a way to flip this thing around.
Here comes the jet sweep. And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
Tried to get a little cute here, get the ball into the hands of one of their receivers in space on a jet motion, but really nice job there by the defense. When you can set good edges and you can have good force players on the perimeter of the defense, there's really nowhere for this jet sweep to go, because with them running horizontal before the snap, Mike, it's very hard for these receivers to cut and get vertical. So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points, but after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
The Raiders send their punt team out. And are they going to mark this out of bounds? They are. It's out at the 1-yard line. What a kick. The Patriots offense and their running back, Travion Henderson, making their way back out there. They'll need to get something positive going right away here. Ball starts inside their own 1-yard line. They'll begin it on the ground with Henderson. And he gets him out of danger and then some, up past the 20-yard line. That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
Once more, it's Henderson, and he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. From the 23, here's 2nd down and 9. Here's May. To the outside, that's caught by Hills. And this yields nothing. He's out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down.
And on that third down, they thought an easy way to pick it up and get some positive yards would go to their quick game, but it didn't seem like the receiver and the quarterback were on the same page, and now brings up fourth down.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. In motion, Besh. He'll look to throw. He's got his receiver, and that's Jack Besh. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
It's actually a really nice job there on 2nd down, putting this into a 3rd and more manageable down and distance. Remember, they suffered that 1st down sack, and so often that can derail the drive, but they got a chance here to pick this up and maintain possession.
They'll try to hit him with a screen, and he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's Genty. And he'll get about 6 out of that one before being forced out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll go again with Genty. And they'll take this down inside the 35. A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Raider 1st down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
That's left side to Tucker. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Patriots' 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 3. Throw right side is taken in by Besh. And he's in! Jack Besh. Touchdown, Las Vegas. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
And now the Raiders faced with an important 2-point conversion attempt.
Will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Blitz coming, he'll throw it, and he will get into the end zone for the 2 and extend the lead to 7 points.
21.
Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points.
So a big change here. They go from down 1, score the touchdown, add the 2. Now they lead by 7 as they kick it off. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. So now the New England offense getting ready for their next possession. An unbalanced look to the left here on first down. On the ground, it's Henderson to start this drive. Not much happening there, just a short gain.
Devin White on the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 25-yard line.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 8. That is caught out wide on the RPO. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
On the give, this is Stevenson. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down.
First down.
Well, this is something we don't see every day, Mike. A team playing with a traditional I formation fullback. It's kind of a lost art in today's modern game, but in this case, highly effective. Great job by the fullback clearing out the path for his running back, and they're able to pick up the first down.
And he'll get about 6 out of that one before being forced out of bounds.
At the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 43, it's 2nd and 3. They'll toss right side to Stevenson. And he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yard.
So much of what makes a toss play so good is it allows you to get the ball on the perimeter of the defense really quickly, and it doesn't stress all of your backside blocking. But on the downside, it does get your running back running east and west. They're running sideways.
And he'll be taken down. They got him back at the 50-yard line. Max Crosby, motor always running, gets there for the sack.
Impressive play by the defensive end here, Mike. It's his technique. It put him in position to not only make the play, but it's that closing speed that's allowed him to finish it off.
And the Patriots ready to kick it away. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. And this will not be returnable, as this kick will go out of bounds. The Raiders offense getting set to get back to work. They'll start on the ground with Genty. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
16-yard line.
Well, now this brings up third down, Mike, and a really tough call for this coach. Does he want to remain aggressive, put the ball in the air, and try to keep this offense on the field? Or can he be a little more conservative, not be afraid to punt the ball away, and hope his defense can finish this game out?
And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
As this clock continues to tick, we're getting dangerously close here to do-or-die territory. But after that third down sack, real good chance of getting off the field. No points allowed. Let's see if their offense now can do their job, because defense certainly did theirs.
The Raiders have their punt team out there as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Patriots offense starting to trot out for this next possession. On first down, they'll start out with Stevenson. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Throwing is May. We'll try and set up the tight end screen. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 10 yards.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Throwing on 1st and 10 is May.
You see so many teams wait till third down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
Out of the gun, it's a give to Stevenson. And he'll get the first down there, a pickup of about 5 yards.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2 minute. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. And after that first down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder.
On second down, it's May. He's found his receiver, Butte. And nice work after the catch. He stops a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9.
3rd and 1.
A big play in the game now. 3rd down and 1. They'll run with Stevenson. Oh, he didn't need much, but I don't think he got there. Going to depend on the spot, but it looks like he is short.
If you send your field goal unit on the field, Mike, it gives you a chance to chip away at this deficit. But I think I'm keeping my offense on the field. I'm going to one of my critical plays on my call sheet. Keep this drive alive. The hope is to come away with 6.
He's got it inside the 5. And they're going to pick it up here. They took a chance and it paid off. First and goal coming up.
First and goal.
And now we're at the point of the game, Mike, where someone has to step up and make a play. That's exactly what this quarterback and his receiver did. It gives them now a fresh set of downs and a chance to go down and make this game.
And it's a touchdown. They have gotten to within 1, and a 2-point conversion can give them the lead here in the final minute. So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The extra point is good. A big one as we are tied late in this football game. We are in the final minute of what is now a tie game as we are set for the kickoff. This is fielded inside the 5. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Raiders' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago, and they'll look to retake the lead on this drive. It starts with first down. In motion, Naylor. Look wide. Get this one complete.
Complete to Jalen Naylor. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 36-yard line.
Here is 2nd and 7. They'll throw out of the gun. Look at that. Slinged it across his body and connected.
Complete to Ashton Genty. That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd.
Four quarters could not determine a winner. We get back underway here in overtime. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25, so right about the 28-yard line. The Patriots offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. May now on 1st and 10. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Just a simple hitch route. Certainly nothing special there or anything downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's when you go for the big ones.
In motion goes Dobbs. Throwing on 2nd down. May. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. It'll be a pickup of 10. First down, New England.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
Here's May to throw it on 1st down. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. May to the air once more. A throw behind his man, can't reel it back in, and that'll go down as an incompletion.
3rd and long obviously isn't an ideal situation to be in offensively. It makes you very predictable, which then places a ton of stress on your offensive line and your quarterback. So they've got to start being more productive in these early downs and set themselves up for more success come 3rd down.
He'll find his tight end. That's Henry. 12 yards on that hookup. Good for a Patriots 1st down. That's good for a Patriots.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle 3rd of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 48-yard line.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. It's the tight end Henry in motion. Off the play fake, it's May. In trouble, and down he goes. Adam Butler getting in for the sack, and that's going to lead to 3rd and very long.
Just not a lot of plays on that call sheet for the offensive coordinator for 3rd and a mile. So that's a huge sack there that they took on 2nd down, and barring something dramatic happening here, it might have just killed any chance of extending this drive.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's May. And that is incomplete.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
So it's 4th down. They'll call on the punt team. And he's on for a big one here in overtime. That one hit inside the 10, but it bounces forward into the end zone. And they'll bring it back out to the 20-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to get back at it. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Now a first throw here in overtime. Now he'll run.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Second down, they need 7. In motion, Naylor. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Offense. Still second down.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That's caught left side by Bowers. And he'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of
18 yards on the pickup there. First down, Vegas.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Out of the pistol, a run with Genty. And a missed tackle there. He pushes forward, and we'll give him 4 yards.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
They'll look to throw. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
They tried to go with the quick game here in hopes they could do something with it after the catch, but I don't think everyone was necessarily on the same page, and this ends up being a wasted down.
Here now, 3rd and 5. In motion, Besh. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike, and I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
The Patriots take over first.
The Patriots offense ready to get back at it. They'll start on the ground with Stevenson. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
May to throw on 2nd down. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. Douglas in motion. Throwing on 3rd down is May. Open man, left side, he's got it. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. The defense could not bring him down. It's a catch and run of 22 yards.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball. Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. They get 18 on that one. 1st down, New England.
You know, Mike, these crossing routes, you just see them being used more and more often. And really, it's because it's good against any defense. And what it does is it creates separation. It allows some of your best players to catch the ball on the move. And that short throw oftentimes turns into a long run.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down. So a big spot looming here for Andres Borregales. This one to win it in overtime. This kick is good. He got it. So it's a win for the Patriots. This was a close-fought game. They were able to get themselves into field goal range here in OT. The final kick sailed through the uprights to finally close out this victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Patriots winners at home, as we say so long from Foxborough.